So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Country Investor. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in, so from the thumbnail, you probably clicked it because you're curious how the hell I did it, or a lot of people are just fascinated with money. That's the reason I'm putting out this video. Also to show people that it can be done, even if you come from a lower SES, a socioeconomic status, or if you come from a poor background, you can definitely do it, guys. So that's why I'm putting out this video. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. When I say my first 100,000, we're going to talk about my large account. So just to kind of quickly go over it, I had about 5 accounts. Some had 20K, some had 10K, some had 5K. My larger account is the one that really blew up, and that's the one we're going to talk about. Around this time, I was about 26 years old, and I was working at a job that I hated, by the way. It was miserable. They were paying me, 6 figures, which is good income. I was investing majority of that income as well. And around this time, again, I wasn't keeping track of all those little accounts until I hit 100K. I was just keeping track of that main account. The other ones are kind of just there, growing on their own. I wasn't really keeping up with them. I kind of just passively invested in those. But my largest account, I remember that day, I remember the exact place I was at. I remember my exact actions, but I don't remember the date. For whatever reason, I don't remember the date, but I remember where I was at. And I remember I woke up that morning, I was sitting at 91K in that account, and this was a crypto account. And I was sitting there watching it, and then I went to lunch. I was still at work, came back to my desk, and I logged onto my account to check where I was at. I was at 109K. I was like, holy shit, like, it makes a difference when you see that big number, right? That's relative to wherever you are at in your life. But when you see 100K in your account, that's a huge milestone, and it's probably the hardest place to get to. It's probably your first either 10 or 100K. Usually for people, it's usually the 10,000 mark or the 100,000 mark. For me, it's my 100,000 mark. It took me forever to get there. But like I said, I saw that it was at 109K. I was like, holy freaking crap. This is insane. Yeah, so that was freaking crazy. That was insane. I couldn't freaking believe it. I was so excited, so stoked. And this isn't a 401k. This is like something totally different outside of like my work 401k. This is something I have going on the side. So to quickly get to one question that a lot of people wonder or ask, or they think that there's a goal at the end of the tunnel. So what I've learned in my years, again, I'm still young, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. But what I've learned so far is that there isn't a real goal or a real, treasure at the end of the road. It's more of the journey. The journey is what's the treasure. And that's what I've learned is, when I first hit that 100K, yeah, I was ecstatic. Yeah, I was excited. I was like, holy freaking shit. If you'd have told me 10 years ago, my broke ass was going to have 100K sitting in one account, much less, other accounts with other money in there, I would have been like, you're full of shit. But no, it didn't change me. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed was having those numbers in your account. Nothing changed in my life. Everything stayed the same. I didn't go out and splurge and buy a brand new car, buy a bigger house. I didn't do anything like that. So nothing really changes. So what I'm trying to get at is people think that the money is going to make them happier. It's not going to make them happier. It's not going to make you happier. However happy you are today is the exact amount of happiness you're going to have if you have 100,000 in your account or even $1 million in your account. Nothing is going to change. So I'm just going to kind of like put that out there because people think that just because you make a certain amount or you get to a certain place that you're happier. All it does, in my opinion, is it relieves stress. So in that case, yes, it makes you happy in that little area because you don't have to worry about paying your bills. But other than that, it doesn't change your overall happiness in life just because you have money. It really doesn't. So you're going to be the same person. If you're a giving person with $1, you're going to be the same giving person you have when you have $100,000 or $1 million. You're going to be the same person. But people will have this misconception that, just because you made a little bit of money, now you're a totally different person. Usually, most people don't change. It doesn't change most people for the most part. Now, I'll tell you guys quickly how I kind of got there. Again, for most people, you're probably just tuning in because you're curious, but curious, said it kind of weird. No, most people are just tuning in because you're curious, but for those of y'all who are actually interested in either getting to that place in your life or just becoming more financially savvy and not having to live paycheck to paycheck, I'll tell you right now, it's hard. It was difficult. It took a lot of sacrificing, and it took a lot of, I guess, patience. You're kind of delaying your gratification. You know, you have 10,000, you can go and get a new car, or at least put a down payment on a new car. You can go, you know, once you get up to 50K, now you can go put a down payment on a house or whatever, right? It's a lot of delayed gratification to try to get to that point. But basically just investing. And today, I personally hate keeping cash. I don't keep cash on me. If I ever have anything, it's like 20 bucks in my wallet. Like, seriously, guys, I don't keep cash. I hate cash. I hate having it around because it doesn't work for you. It doesn't make interest. It's not appreciating in value. And my whole thing is to have money working for me and not me working for money. I do some side hustles here on the side just to make some extra cash because I just enjoy the game, to be honest with you. I really enjoy the game, but in the end, I'm not here trying to make a living, going and chasing money, working for money. That's not my end goal. My end goal is just to be financially free, to do what I want, when I want, how I want it. And when I do have kids, to be able to spend every single day with my kids, to see them going to school without having to request days off from my job, or not being able to make things that come up with my kids or my wife or whatever it is at that time, right? So that's the end goal for me. But quickly, how I did get there, I did kind of invest most of my money into like the stock market, and then moved it up into crypto, and then moved it up into real estate. And so now a lot of my I guess net worth is in illiquidable assets. I don't keep money in things that are just liquid. I have a little bit of liquid, but majority of it is not liquid. What does that mean? It means I cannot just take my money out from today to tomorrow. It's invested for the longer term of my life. Again, so not financial advice, but the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to start investing your money. Working at a job and just putting your money in a 401k is not gonna get you to 100K before 30. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It just doesn't work like that. You have to move. You have to make some big money moves outside of your 401k. And honestly, 401ks today are kind of trash. Unless you aren't going to do anything else with your money, then if you don't have a plan or don't know what to do, then a 401k is good for you. But if you are really trying to, you know, be above average as far as your gains, then you're going to have to do something else besides a 401k. Again, not financial advice, just my opinion. But another quick tip on how you can kind of get there is not cheating. You know, you hear about not cheating in your relationships, you know, being faithful, being loyal, this and that. Well, it's the same thing with your money. So what I kind of do is I budget out my money. When I do get paid, it automatically gets dispersed. I never really touch it. So I don't really have access to it. It automatically gets taken care of. It gets put into its individual accounts. If I have an account for spending for, say, our cleaning products, or I have an account for my spending money, my vacation fund, I have different funds going on. And if I'm pulling from, say, my vacation fund to go and buy a little toy or something, I don't know, that's cheating on your money. And your money's going to cheat on you. That's just how the game works. If you are not dedicated and loyal to your money, it's not going to be dedicated and loyal to you. And that's what I've learned over these, you know, couple of years that have been really heavy into investing. Is if you cheat, it will cheat on you. And that's just how the game works. Again, it's kind of like a relationship. If a person is cheating on you, you know, it builds disloyalty, builds distrust, and there starts to arise problems in that relationship. It's the same thing with money. Money is a relationship, just as any other partnership or relationship is with a human being. So treat it that way. Now, just to kind of quickly, I guess, sum it up, or a quick little food for thought here, 100K is not a lot of money, guys. My end goal was never 100K. In case you don't know, the new kind of like $1 million status now is now like 10 mil. So that's where I've kind of moved to. My first goal is kind of $1 mil. I've kind of moved towards 10 mil. 10 mil will give you a little bit more of a comfortable lifestyle. And that's where I'm kind of headed, because $1 million, what I've learned, kind of give you some background. $1 million is not going to go very far these days, much less 100K. I've gone through situations where I've had to pay for medical bills for family members, and that will eat through that money so damn quick, guys. Like, it's no joke. Like, that shit's expensive. So medications, prescriptions, doctor's visits, procedures, all that shit adds up quick. So $1 million, if you have a family especially, is not going to last you very long if a situation like that arises in your life. So don't set that limit. Don't set that limit as 100K. Don't set it as a million. Obviously my target is 10K, but obviously I'm trying to blow past, 10K. My target is 10 mil, but obviously I'm going to try to blow past that. I'm not going to try to stop. Oh, sit on top of the mountain, I made 10 mil, cool. No, you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. The day you don't have anything to strive for, to look forward to, is the day you die inside. And that's when somebody young and hungry is going to come up and swoop that and take it right under your nose. So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. I hope I found it useful, informational, maybe even motivational. Like I said, I grew up really, really poor. For anyone who knows me personally, I was pretty fucking poor, guys, like really, really poor. So it can be done, guys. Anyone can do it. If my ass can do it, you can do it too. And yeah, guys, until next time, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. See you guys later. Bye-bye.